I have a theory on ranking on Google and social media. I think that, traditionally when Google first started, it was all about backlinks and page rank,
Yeah.
right? That was
Good
like
old
their
days.
traditional, yeah, right? So what I think is that they know now people are gaming the backlinking system. It's so easy to game, right? But when it comes to social shares and social engagement, I remember like many years ago now, they paid for the Twitter fire hose, and that Twitter tweets and stuff were showing up in Google results for about a year. They were paying for that. Do you remember that? I forget what year it was,
Oh,
like maybe
you're
2012.
talking a long time ago. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Twitter
You know,
in search results for a long time now. Yeah.
yeah, it only happened for about a year. And so I think that Google perceives what happens on Twitter as important as a ranking factor, anyways.
I agree.
And because Twitter is majority public, right, versus Facebook, a lot of private profiles and stuff. I don't know how crawlable
Locked
and all
down.
that stuff, right? Yeah. So Twitter's like more public. So I always had the strategy where there's some tools you could use. You put your content in, and it gets you lots of shares, social shares, right? So a lot of the content that we rank number one for on Google are the ones that I had put into these platforms and that have hundreds, if not thousands, of shares, and they all rank number one. I've never done any backlinking strategy. So I think as you build your brand on social, I think it helps your rankings on Google. I don't know about YouTube, but definitely on Google.
I agree, and it makes sense. Like it's much more common for a piece of content to be shared on social as opposed to like when I got started, sharing a piece of content was you went to your blog and you wrote about someone else's article in your article. That was what sharing was. You'd link to it, and that's what built
Right.
Google's whole system of looking at incoming links to rank content, which they can't really
Right.
do. Like, I mean, social, but I think to be fair, it's like an interconnected system. You've got something that goes and gets shared more on social is also more likely to get then written about in other blog posts and content, and therefore
right.
that gets the rankings coming in. So it's kind of it's a big machine that is the internet, and there's all these factors working together, and some are direct and some are more behind the scenes. But I think if you rely on what you just talked about, just doing social sharing, I wouldn't count on that to be a way to rank well. I would never recommend that and say, just focus on social virality and your blog posts are going to start ranking well too. I really doubt that would happen.
Well, are you thinking because the quality of the content?
I'm just
Or-
thinking because I've never, in terms of all the SEO I've ever studied, no one ever says just focus on your social as your backlinking strategy. They will always say you've got to generate some links from some kind of more authoritative sites in your neighborhood, in whatever topic.
Maybe a little. I think you can't have zero backlinks, right?
Right.
But I think even if you had some no follow backlinks on like Quora, for example, or you leave a few comments on some blogs, stuff like that. At a very basic level, you do a press release once.
Yeah, for a
right?
long tail
But
result. Like if you're talking about something that's got very little competition, for sure you don't need much.
I mean, phrases, not long tail, but phrases, not like a single word, right? Like we're not going to rank on the word blogging,
Well, let's
or
say
something like that, right?
I want to buy a see-through umbrella, and you want to rank for that, like a clear see-through umbrella. So it's like long tail.
Yeah, no, I think I could.
It's
No, Yaro, I think I could rank for that, which is social shares.
okay. All right, let's see you do that.
But like good content, of course. If I had a really good piece of content on the best see-through umbrellas, and then I just got 1,000 shares on Twitter, I bet you I'll rank top 3. I'm telling you, this is an SEO strategy. I know, but that's the thing is that I've done a lot of this, and off the air, I could kind of show you some of my data. But I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a long time, and nobody talks about it. And I honestly believe that this is a big ranking factor. I think the quality of your content is number one, right? If you can't do this with like a blank page or some crappy content or a page that has nothing to do with the topic, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
right?
and your
You need
competition
to have,
too. Don't forget that, because your post can be great, but if the other person's post is also great, it's going to be like who has the better quality links that decides who wins.
No, it's going to be who has the most shares. I think.
Oh,
I think.
I
think.
Why on earth is Google like they can't?
I mean, sorry, wait. No. If you have backlinks from like very authoritative sites, okay, fine. maybe that'll work. But most people who are doing backlinking, they're doing the cold email. Hey, will you link to my article? Here's $50. I get these emails all day long, right? Like those kind of links are not really gonna but if you're getting, backlinks from huge authoritative sites, yeah, okay. Right. But I think there's definitely something in it on these social shares.
I agree there has to be some kind of ranking factor. It's funny as you say this, I had a laugh in my head because the most common, more authoritative linking source that people like, I've been researching this too because I've wanted to rank some of my more new content and even my old business, go back and try and get to rank again. And I was Googling what's the current advice for getting authoritative links. And it's the same that people have been talking about for 10 years. You have to get the gatekeeper, whoever it is, the controller of the content on a high valued site, whether it's an individual blogger or
Yaro, I'm telling you.
But I just want to get
Give me an article.
One point though.
Okay, go.
The journalist. I realized that journalism in general, obviously mainstream news, has been something that's obviously declining, and they call it a dying trade. But journalists are actually the gatekeepers still to high authority links. So it's almost like they have this one key, very modern, very current, fresh, valuable thing they control is they can link to your website on the Huffington Post, on news.com.au in Australia, all these big authoritative sites.
Sure.
So.
But they give you no follow links, right?
That's a good question. I don't know what's the policy for all the biggest sites.
I checked. Most of them give you no follow links unless you're doing a sponsored piece of content. In the majority of the way, I think it's no follow links.
So basically, if you pay for it.
Yeah, and it's like $5,000 to go on like Forbes,
which is the opposite of what Google says. We don't want you to be buying links. They want you to get it from merit.
Because you're buying sponsored content, and then that comes with the follow link. Otherwise, typically you get a no follow link. Yeah. So if you run a press release, you end up getting a bunch of links. Some no follow, some follow. It's a mixture. It's a mixed bag. But hey, I'm gonna get you. Shoot me over your article that you want to rank. Okay.
I don't have a see through umbrellas articles.
Okay, no. I'm going to prove this to you, okay? And then we could follow up on another show. You give it to me. Let me go do my thing, and you'll see I will get you tons of social shares, okay? Maybe I'll probably get you like 500 social shares, okay? Real quick. And then you're going to see, boom. It'd probably take like 30 days or so by the time, Google comes back, crawls your site, or go to your search console and run a thing.
And then how competitive a term? Like if I give you, you
give me anything.
So like,
a phrase. I need a phrase, not a term.
Okay.
So a phrase.
Well, I've got some good ones on my blog. Some competitive ones, like how to.
You tell me
how to sell your online course, or how to make money blogging.
No,
those kind of top level.
No, I don't think those. Probably won't like that. There's going to be more ranking factors for because those people are probably spending a lot of money. You could try it, but if you wanted one
So basically, you're telling me there's some conditions to this little gamble you've got. That's what you're saying to me.
Saying,
I'll
there's
do
people
it as
who
long
are.
as I know I'd be able to do it. Is what you're saying.
No, if there's a high, how they show on these search tools about the average cost per click. If that average cost per click that people are paying on Google Ads is very high, that means these companies are probably spending a lot of money to promote those articles to rank, which. A bunch of social shares might not outrank it, right? So we could try it. I'm down to just see how much of
do an SEO experiment
truth there is. Yeah, do a little SEO experiment. But I'm telling you, I've done a lot of this, and all the articles that I want to rank, and I put effort into writing a good article, did this share thing. I'm ranking top 3.
Okay.
I'll show you later.
Okay.